Grade 6, Subject Science, Chapter 2, Components of Food, Module 1. Objectives. At the end of the session, you will be able to acquire knowledge about components of food, nutrients, dietary fibers and water, test for starch or carbohydrate, test for protein and test for fat. Let's move. Wow. Are you a foodie? Yes, we all love to eat different types of food items, right? Our meals usually have at least one item made of some kind of grain. Other items could be a dish of fish or meat and vegetables. It may also include items like curd, buttermilk, and pickles. There must be some reason why meals usually consist of such a distribution. Let me ask you a question. Why do we need food? As petrol and diesel are fuel for the car, food is the fuel for our body. What do different food items contain? We know that each dish is usually made up of one or more ingredients which we get from plants or animals. These ingredients contain some components that are needed by our body. These components are called, yes, nutrients. Then how can we define nutrients? Nutrients are components in our food that are needed by our body for its growth, maintenance, and repair. So, dear children, for our growth, and if there is any wound or something like that, we need to have the repairment, and also we want to maintain our health, and for this all we need nutrients. Okay, and the major nutrients in our food are carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. In this chapter, we study in detail about all these nutrients. Okay. And other than these nutrients, dietary fiber and water will also be the component of food. So, components of food are mainly three: nutrients, dietary fiber and water. And nutrients are again classified into carbohydrates, protein, fat, vitamin and minerals. Do all foods contain all these nutrients? Single food item does not contain all the nutrients. So we eat variety of foods to get all the nutrients. With some simple methods, we can test whether cooked food or a raw ingredient contains one or more of these nutrients. The test for presence of carbohydrates, proteins and fats are simpler to do as compared to the test for other nutrients. Let's begin by testing different food items to see if they contain carbohydrates. There are many types of carbohydrates. The main carbohydrates found in our food are in the form of starch and sugars. We can easily test if a food item contains starch. So, this is test for carbohydrate or starch. Take a small quantity of food item to be tested. A bread piece or a potato, anything like that. Put 2 or 3 drops of iodine solution on it. Observe the color of the food item. If the food changes to blue-black color, it indicates the presence of carbohydrates. Food plus iodine solution gives blue-black color means carbohydrate or starch is present in that food item. It's very simple test. You might have studied in your class 5 in the chapter digestion. And second is test for proteins. Take a small quantity of the food item to be tested. grind the food item very well. Put the food item into a test tube. Add 10 drops of water to the test tube and shake very well. Add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution and 10 drops of caustic soda solution to the test tube and shake well. Observe the color of the mixture. Violet color indicates the presence of proteins in the tested food item. So this is a test for proteins. Food item plus water plus 2 drops of copper sulfate solution plus 10 drops of caustic soda solution. If we are shaking it very well, if the color changes to violet color, it indicates the presence of protein. And next is the test for fats. This you can do at home. The test for carbohydrates and test for proteins we can do only from the lab because this iodine solution, copper sulfate solution and also caustic soda solution may not be available at your home. Since we are studying online, it's not, we are unable to do it also. So, but this test for fats you can do from home. Take a small quantity of the food item to be tested. Rub the food on piece of paper. Dry the paper by keeping it in sunlight for some time. Observe the paper. Oily patch on paper indicates the presence of fat. If no oily patch, that means no fat. If it is some nuts, you can wrap it in a piece of paper and crush it. Take care that paper does not tear. Okay. Then straighten the paper and observe it very carefully. If there is any water content, let it dry out, and after that when you look at it, if you are able to see the light faintly through this patch, it is the presence of oil on it, and it means that fat is present in that food item. That's all for today. Here are some questions for you. Which of the following test or solution is used for testing of carbohydrates in food? Caustic soda solution, copper sulfate solution, iodine solution, none of the above. Yes, you are right. It is iodine solution. Testing of carbohydrate, iodine solution will give which color? Yes, blue, black color. Next question. Oily patch paper test is done to determine the presence of which nutrient in food? Yes, you are right. Fats. And we studied that copper sulfate plus caustic soda solution will give a violet color if protein is present in that food item. That's all for today. Here is the follow-up activity for you. Do the oily patch test on paper to find out whether cashew nuts contain fat or not. So, dear children, take some cashews from the kitchen, grind it on a paper and check the paper. Okay. Observe it very well, record it and tell me in the next class. Thank you. That's all for today.